Hi group. So for my final project, I decided that my 6 data areas that I was going to go in depth about and that I found the most beneficial was demographics, interest, geography, behavior, technology, and benchmarking. So the first one that we're looking at is demographics. It has 2 sections of data, which is gender and age. Both of these are important when finding and creating your target market. As you can see, the 25 to 34 is the most popular in age, and that mostly males are using this website and are your target market. We're going to go on to the next one. My second data area that I was interested in was interest reports, funny enough. In this report, you get to find out what your consumers' interests are, and which makes it easier for you to attract your target market to your website. What I found really interesting was that there's 2 separate sections to this. So the first one is an affinity category, which is when a consumer has a natural like to your product or service and doesn't necessarily need to search for it, but just keeps on coming back. And then the second one was in market segment, which this category is all about the company that is strictly looking for your product, so goes out of their own way to find your product. So you have a whole bunch of different categories down here, like movie lovers, TV lovers, and the employment and consumer electronics, mobile phones. It's all over the place, but for some reason this helps you a lot with finding your target market and all of that. All of this data really helps you with that. So we'll go on to the next one. The third data area that I found beneficial was the geography portion of it. I found this important because you have to be knowledgeable of the different languages that you need to have on your website and how it gets transferred over to those consumers and their needs. As you can see, most of it is within the United States, but I know that later on in the different datas that we see, there are different states that I found very interesting that were also using this website. So as you can see down here, it breaks it up then, but again, primarily it's in the United States that is mostly using this website. Okay, so we'll go on. Here's the all about language, and this actually really breaks it down and makes it very easy for the business person on the other side of it to really know, like, oh man, I need to add this language because a lot of people are coming from here and they need to be able to understand my website. The fourth data set that I looked at was behavior section. This is really looking at the new and returning data area. This allows you to know who's returning to your website and know who is brand new and just found your website. So this is very helpful to know how to keep your people coming back and the reason why they're coming back. So that's very beneficial. Going on now to the fifth one. I did technology because this is very interesting to me because you can see every little thing down here. That's all I really got for that one. I don't know. This one was broken up into 2 sections as well. The browser and the network that they're using. So then you need to know how to make sure that your website is compatible for those browsers that those consumers are using to connect onto your website. Yeah, go on. There's more. Yeah. Now we're at the last one, which is benchmarking, which I've never looked at this one before this before this project, so it was really interesting to me to try and analyze it and try to picture it and try and figure out what it was actually telling me. Um, so as you can see, there's a lot of green and there's a lot of red. And what I thought is that this is like really important because you need to know where you are exceeding and where you need to improve upon on your website. Um, that's so much is going on here, which is like super interesting, and it shows you like where they're like coming from and what they like what sort of media is attracting them to your website. So as you can see down here, number 8 was email. Email's not doing too well, so I think you should take that into consideration when trying to get your consumers on your website, because email's not working, so you might as well just stop doing that. Um, I hope that makes sense, but this is very beneficial for a company to know, like, we're doing really well here, but we need to improve really well here to make our website fully work. Yeah. And so, um, what I thought was really interesting is that all of these little data sets that I just broke down and said why they're very beneficial are all corresponding with each other, and they all feed off of each other, which is like super really cool if you think about it. And this website it's amazing. And I wish I was in a company that used this right now, because that would be really cool to me. But it's very beneficial, and they're not conflicting with one another, and those were the most beneficial areas that I found out, and that's all I got. And I think they can um, improve upon their location, their new versus returning, and the new different categories of interest groups. Um, I think once they do that, they'll make all of these like green and red areas become all green. And it'll take some time, but yeah. That's what I found. I hope this was beneficial for you to listen to, and I will see you later.